DreamHack Open is brought to you by Corsair, Monster Energy, Esport Management, and GGBet.
Day one continues on. We've got just a few more matches to get through here. And another Swedish team tried their best to make it up into that upper match, but they were unsuccessful. But we do have a game coming up in just a bit. It's going to be Avangar against Aristocracy, the team formerly known as Devils 1, the team formerly known as Kingwin as well. I will be your host, Bach. Welcome again to DreamHack Open Summer 2019 live here in Jönköping, Sweden. I've got Potter and I've got Tom Biz, the business, over on the end.
You love it, don't you?
I'm the party, you're the business. We're like a mullet. Party on this side, business on that side. It's just a free-falling mullet, and then I don't know what that makes Christine for the mullet.
Bit of both.
There's only, yeah.
The bald head type.
Yeah, we're talking about hair, and we both don't have any, so
yeah.
go figure. But this is going to be an upper bracket match to determine who makes it into the semifinals, which will take place on Sunday. So they'll get a day off in Jönköping to go explore, and it's actually beautiful outside, so
it is.
Perfect time of year to go ahead and do it. We can go ahead and pull up the graphic in just a second so you can understand how the groups broke down. But looking at this matchup, I think Aristocracy was a team that maybe people didn't expect too much of. They came out swinging. They've had the easiest opening match of the day.
Twitch chat did.
This is true.
Twitch chat knew something
was
that
it like
nobody else did.
84% or something?
73, I think, to like 7. Yeah,
that was the highest one by like a good margin.
But we did chalk it up to the fact that the Polish audience is very loyal to their teams and their players, especially Taz. So the second they were playing, I'd say that definitely had an impact.
Who doesn't like Taz? Come on.
I know, he's such a likable guy. One of the nicest
one.
guys ever. And also,
yeah,
we're
he's
all
part
members
of
of the same club.
You guys have united together.
You don't know this, but we all have rings that we join together after the broadcast ends, and like a special power is unlocked. It's not the power to grow hair, unfortunately.
We don't talk about it.
Have I just been removed? I'm going to wake up tomorrow with like a full head of hair. And be like, what happened? I've been removed from the Brotherhood.
Would that be a nightmare, though?
I don't know. I feel like that would be a little bit of both. I'd miss my fellow brethren. I think that being bald actually makes us smarter because our brains are closer to the world around us.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, that is a stretch.
That's a stretch.
Now, Potter, I'm told you have 3 reasons for us for this game. Why don't you go ahead and give it to us?
I do. So we've got 3 reasons why this match should be close. And with reason number 1, it's because Avangar are the favorites coming into this tournament. I mean, Avangar have won DreamHack Rio. They made it all the way to the semifinals in DreamHack Tours. And let's face it, every time Avangar get into the server, they definitely do show us something special. And reason number 2 is Taz wants to prove that he's got the best number 1 Polish team on his side of things. And this is the first tournament really that we get to see exactly what he's been working on. So definitely good on that. And reason number 3 is James versus D-Haw. I mean, we just saw D-Haw performing out of his mind on train, and James always performs. He never misses a shot. So I think these 2 are going to be the fire that ignites each side of their teams.
Even though James is the AWPer, Dika is a flex player that could very easily fulfill that role when necessary. Tom, I think you were saying as well, like he's actually picked up the AWP when they weren't feeling it on their side.
I think it's sort of like with different teams, like you might see, say, JW do CT side AWPing and Twist sometimes does the T side if it's like not really going too well or if he just doesn't feel like using the gun. I think it's similar here. Like sometimes Maniz, who is also a prevalent rifler, just doesn't want to play the AWP. So they sort of switch it up and he can pick it up and just go aggressive and take the fights, and he's very, very good at it as well.
And having a tool like that within your utility belt when you're Taz, it definitely bodes well for you because sometimes your players, it's all a confidence thing. And we heard Taz talking about confidence earlier. AWPers have such a hard time sometimes getting into the game because finding that first kill is sometimes the hardest. And so it definitely is a positive that you're able to be diverse in that manner.
We should see Nuke and Inferno get banned right off the bat. Those are the permas, so not really entirely surprised by that.
Well, you mentioned Overpass as well, like Avangar not really wanting to play that too much because of recent performances.
I don't think many teams here really want to play it, which is kind of weird, but it's leaning that direction right now. It's going to be Overpass.
That's interesting. That is interesting because it hasn't been...
Neither team is that good on Overpass.
Yeah, it's like it is a direct middle ground.
Well, so I was thinking this would be like Dust 2 or Mirage, which is, they are better maps for both teams, and instead they both go to a map that isn't as good for both teams. Avangar has a 38% win rate.
I thought Train as well.
Is 33.
Like, even though it's not the best map for Avangar, I still thought Train could be a possibility just because individually it works very, very well for the team. Like James as well, especially, is very, very good on that map.
Certainly, but if I'm on Aristocracy's side and I just saw ourselves winning by that huge margin,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky for sure.
It is a bit interesting that the map is going this direction. You can see Avangar currently ranked 16th by HLTV ranking and largely considered our favorites coming into this event, just based on what we've seen from them in the past, especially based on their performance, of course, in Rio when they won not that long ago, just a few months ago. They looked really good, and they've honestly only improved since then.
Yeah, I think obviously with the question mark being on Optic, the other team that we sort of looked at was Crazy, and in the matchup versus each other, Avangar seems to take that one quite well. So I think that they have to be our favorites going into this tournament. Other teams that maybe could make things exciting are Aristocracy, but we're yet to really see like the consistency that we'd want to say they could win the whole tournament, whereas that's something that Avangar have shown, being previous victors and getting at least to say playoff stages each time they're within the tournament.
They are certainly the favorites coming into this tournament. We speak about James, who's on your screen right now all the time, but right next to him, on his right, is the player Kicker. And in this first matchup on Vertigo, Kicker was a little bit quiet, along with Stanji. And I'd say these three are the heavy hitters on the Avangar side of things. And so being quiet for the first match of the day, I guess it's a little understandable, but they certainly have to wake up here and bring their A game in order to make this matchup competitive, specifically because Overpass is not a map that they're so familiar on.
Yeah, I think as well the biggest thing is on the other side for Aristocracy, like how do you stop Jane? Because this map is so good for Orpas. I think especially like if I think of sort of CIS region Orpas as well, like I know Woxic isn't technically CIS, but he was playing within that region for a long time. He's one of my favorite Overpass players to watch. Mo as well was so good on that CT side. And if you do see like James getting aggressive around the toilets and being able to switch things up on other sides of the map, I think that's going to be so difficult to take down, because one of the reasons it's tough, like removing an Orpa of his caliber, not necessarily that, okay, he may miss a shot or two every once in a while, which even that's rare, but also there's so many retreat options on this map to get away, to get back to the site. And even the A site itself is so great for an Orpa. You can spot both sides, you can maneuver around the boxes, and you know that James' positioning is another reason he is so prevalent within the scene.
It definitely is, and James is the type of player who's able to find his own openings and find his own rhythm within the server, so that definitely bodes really well, specifically because we always see the offers generally towards that A bomb site, towards that bathroom and that fountain area, but the really, really good offers are everywhere. They rotate towards that B, rotate back towards A, and they're able to be so mobile that they're always keeping their opponents guessing. So definitely expecting to see more of very mobile movements.
Here's the crazy thing about the map. If you look at just the numbers and win rates, you think this is a bad map for both teams, but when you actually look into the results, it's close games. Like 16-13, 19-17. This is for both teams, and it's like against real like pro league teams. Like the worst loss that either of these teams had on Overpass in recent memory was Avangar to Heroic 16-4, but they lost to Optic 19-17.
Although that was 2 days ago.
16-11. I know, but like they beat Optic 16-11. They went into overtime a couple times. They had close games against Wendigo, both of them losing to Wendigo, like 16-12, 16-13. So even though the stats would say this is a bad map for both teams, it's not as bad as you'd think it is.
For sure, and I think we're going to see very similar styles coming out from both of these units. I mean, whenever we talk about Avangar, we talk about how clutch these players are, how calculated and kind of slow they are, and we saw the exact same thing coming out of Aristocracy's side on their train. I mean, their retakes were so solid, and the reason why their retakes were so solid is because of that patience. And sometimes that patience does come to bite you and punish you, but it worked out so well for Taz's side.
Well, actually looking at their recent history, that win that they had over Dream Eaters, the Avangar game, the reason that almost went south was just because Dream Eaters didn't show them respect. Like, they were a team going into a game where it was Starix and 4 CIS players I don't think many people will have heard of. Like, they managed to scrape their way into that tournament, and what they did was they basically just went super aggressive, started taking map control and just being really irritating. And I think that that's something I'd actually quite like to see from Aristocracy, and something they did a bit at Pro League was maybe not play the most standard Counter-Strike because they knew they were an underdog. And I think if they give, as Taz mentioned in the interview, DreamHack some free range to go aggressive and take fights, then they can take this map.
Yeah, you know, you've heard of players in the past who are like prolific playmakers, but they were like a pit bull. Sometimes you need to just let them off the leash and let them do their job. You know, I think looking at some of those players, like Fur, for instance, was a player like that for a while. It's kind of like, just let him do his thing. Like, he might go get aggressive, and it might work out or it might not, but when he does find those kills, it changes the pace of the game. And there are a lot of players who, if you just let them do their own thing, it works out so well. However, it also disrupts the team dynamic, so there's a balance that needs to be found, and when it comes to DreamHack, he's still learning that as he's new to a team environment. Looking at this matchup, though, Tom, prediction?
I'm still going Avangar. I've said they're the favorites, and I think they are going to be getting themselves into the players, even if it was a little bit of a slip-up earlier on where the game versus win strike was closer than it probably should have been.
I'm going to go with Aristocracy. I'm going to go with Aristocracy. I've bought into Taz's confidence, and yeah, I'm gonna vote for them.
I don't have a coin to flip because in my mind, this is a very close matchup. Like, this is about as 50-50 as we've had today. But I think I'm also going to go with Aristocracy. I think that the pieces that Aristocracy brings to the table with a player like DreamHack can easily neutralize what they're bringing to the table with James. I think that the AWP battle will be an important piece, but they're going to have a hard time stopping DreamHack from just kind of like going into a bomb site and just chewing everything up. It's not exactly going to be easy. So I'm siding with Aristocracy. I could end up being wrong, and Tom could end up being out on top here. Twitch chat, you guys have been voting in the background, and I'm curious what you guys have to say. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Ooh, see this again, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
The Polish fans are showing up in droves. I wish I knew something to say.
We'll have to see what the casters think. Is anybody on my side?
Well, the casters are ready, so we can go ahead and ask them. Hugo, Harry, are you siding with Tom, or are you siding with
everyone else?
I'm going to go with Aristocracy here. Hugo, what about you?
I'm an Avant-Garde man. I'm a man of James.
I always liked you more, Hugo. I just want you to know that.
That's the worst week of my life.
That's terrible.
Thank you.
I'm actually very, very upset now. So we'll go. Thank you, Tom. You know, man, I really love it, dude. I love having you on the desk. You know, you're really making my day already, dude.
Aw.
Yeah.
See, now I feel bad.
Yeah.
You took your insult and turned it into a compliment.
A change to Aristocracy for your prediction might sway me back onto your side, Tom.
No, I stick to my
Yeah,
word.
you are the most stubborn man in the world, actually.
Yes,
that's true. That is true.
That.
Well, you guys can go ahead and take it. I believe the players are almost ready.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. This is going to be an exciting one, Hugo. I've actually been really looking forward to getting to cast some Aristocracy, right? Got to see them obviously over in Pro League, you and I did. They were playing under Devils 1 there. Then they had the change to Aristocracy. Obviously, it wasn't like the best results from them, but it was a pretty stacked Pro League season, right? They did fairly well. You know, they're able to go back in that second week, obviously. And we've seen from this team, Overpass is a map that they don't necessarily like to pick into all too much, but it's one that they're fine letting slip through the cracks, one that they're fine playing on. That they've taken a lot of teams whenever they have played this. I don't think they've won on it yet, at least in Pro League that I saw, but they were taking teams to, you know, like what, 13, 14 rounds. They were always very, very long, very close games, right? Yeah. So their stats might not look amazing on this map, but I think it's going to be an interesting one because it's still a map that Aristocracy are very well prepared for indeed. Avangar as well. They need no introduction. We're into the pistol round, Hugo, and already out through mid, there is one little man all on his own.
And a couple of them down on long. Look at Aristocracy's aggression in this pistol. They pushed all the way up on A. Both DreamHack and Taz have found themselves essentially inside a T-spawn. So Avangar are going to be running into somewhat of a stacked bomb site here. Kicker could catch a kill on the flank. He's still down and connected. The bomb, meanwhile, planted on B. Kid's position so valuable here. Rallen does take first blood finally. James has moved back into short water, and he's going to need to be helped out by Kicker, who will finally take down that rotation down the connector. Mani's getting another kill, keeping this advantage heavy, though, for Aristocracy. And now 2 Ts left up to hold it on.
Oh, Taz, quick on the trigger. James, the last man left, will get them off the bomb, and actually he's lined up too. James making it look possible, dancing around on short. Mouse will delete him. What a round there from Jamie. Almost gets the job done. They do get on the bomb, and there should be just enough time left for it. Aristocracy going to find themselves the pistol round here on Overpass, but it does get very, very close, considering that was the 4v1. They almost lined up for James.
I'm not sure if they had a kit there or not, but it's weird to see them not use it at all, right? Especially considering the setup initially for that CT side was, okay, we're gonna push long, we're gonna flank that B site and play for retake down on lower. So yeah, no kit needed, I guess, but that time got pretty close after Jane found 2 kills, and as a result, look at the wealth of Avangar. They've gone for rifles, they got 3. Pretty decent second round buy considering the pistol didn't go their way, but it goes both ways. Aristocracy. I keep getting that wrong because we had the conversation before the game started, and now Tom has put the
Aristocracy.
Yeah, that's it. Valiant's his new rebrand.
Yeah,
it's gone unbelievable.
New heights, new heights. Avangar out through mid, and they've gone for the rifle buy here, Hugo. They get that bomb down, so they've tried to invest as soon as they can. They want to take the fight to Aristocracy. No one challenging over in mid, so Avangar allowed to get up through long, and they've been given a decent foothold here towards this side of the map. I'm curious what we're going to see them now try and do with it. Manish is still floating around over here in the toilets. Has to be careful, because with these players being down long, no one's spotting this for Aristocracy right now. Manish could be very much in harm's way here in mid. Instead, he's the danger man. He'll find a double. He's dropped them both. And this attempted mid play, Avangar, while they might have been given a lot of real estate for free, it's been snatched back by Manish and Rallen. Sanji quicker left standing. Sanji will get one. It's Mao's falling inside of the bomb site, but this wrap from Rallen could do so much right now. He might even be able to find this bomb. The timing's not quite there, however. The bomb's gotten by him, and Rallen, he's wondering where the rest of these Ts are.
It's the save. There's 10 seconds left. Avangar going for this round, and he might, if he doubles back, spot Sanji coming up close. Not going to be able to get the shot off. And Kickit saves an AK with no armor as well, looking to reinvest around that, drop that over to someone in the follow-up round. This has really screwed Avangar's money over, though. This is a great start for the Poles, because right now Avangar in a very awkward position where we're likely going to see them put some reinvestments in here because of the save players with no loss bonus. It's not like they'll be able to get a full buy next round without limitations. So let's see what they decide to do. James buys up the armor, they drop the AK over, they get a couple of pistols here and there. So if Avangar get a bomb plant, it's not going to be a problem, but let's see what they can achieve with these 2 rifles. Fitch running through a Molotov. Short control given away to Avangar. Very little fight back from the CT side. Diha maybe wants to get aggressive here with the help of a flashbang. It will go over, and he's going to push into short. Won't spot this close player. Taz is spamming for them. Aristocracy just taking their time here. No need for them to continue with this pushing. They've got some info, and they know Avangar are going to be the ones to have to make the play, and they will up long once again. Getting past this setup. Noticing it in the previous round, maybe this time wanting to capitalize off the back of all this map control and get their way up towards the A site.
This double hold over in the toilets, they could throw a bit of chaos the way of Avangar. They already will have Kicker getting caught. Rallen still holding close, and he's kind of the unknown factor here, right? Manish, the only man that they know about, and as they try and deal with him, now that they've gotten rid of Rallen, they know there's another man nearby, but it's Manish to drop that bomb and find his second. Fitch is able to trade, and now with these rifles getting in from long, these kills have to start to come through, and it's Taz to pluck the first man from the ranks. Mao there to help him out, and it's Fitch alone. Does have armor behind the org, but Mao is quick on his feet, quick on the trigger. Aristocracy going to move 3-0 up as they keep this lead building over on the CT side.
Yeah, it seems like Avangar are working out the fact that they're getting this long control for free, but they're still making first contact up on short. That's come back to haunt them now both of these last 2 rounds, with Maniz being able to just line up double kills left and right. Avangar now going in for the full buy, but if you want to call it that, a MAC-10 and an armorless Eagle on Buster. This is far from perfect, but they have got the AWP on James. That can be the changing point. Faster pace as well, set by the Kazakh side. They're straight up into short water once again. James going to be joining them. And the bomb just settled outside of spawn. Avangar taking their time. Diha gets information this area is clear, but not fully. These little cubby corners can elude you. And Avangar, as a result, are ready to set up and go for the execute. Only missing that bomb and maybe a potential pick that they're lurking around for, but Aristocracy not giving away any kills early into this round.
Yeah, playing this very, very passive 4-man B hold here are Aristocracy. James edging his way forward with the AWP in hand, and there is a man down in the pit. That's going to be DreamHack. With that MP9, James not able to open up, and actually he will get spotted, so he's got to back away from short. In the meantime, Buster, he's gained a decent bit of ground once again down here towards long. This has been something, as you highlighted, Avangar, they've been able to get time and time again, but they haven't really been able to use it to their advantage. It's very much been designed by the Polish squad to give this area of the map up. Buster now creeping down towards the connector portion. Looking to try and get down towards the rest of his team. Diha holding close with this SMG, looking to do damage. Mao's going to draw them in for the kill. Sanji fully flashed, still going to get rid of the danger man. Ralin here, tapping through that smoke. Taz doing damage, gets caught jumping. 8 seconds, that bomb's got to go down if Avangar want to stand a chance, and they're plugging in the numbers. There's just enough time left for this plant to come through. Manish does manage the first man, but it's Ralin left alone in the clutch. An unknown factor, they didn't realize he was still here, still deep within the bomb site. He was yet to get a kill. This bomb is planted for short. Taps on it, he's sticking it, They're not peeking into it. Buster's gonna get there just in the nick of time, and Avangar, they will manage to salvage that round. It's Buster, armorless, 4 kills from nowhere.
And of all the players as well, think about that. When Avangar was setting up outside of B with 20 seconds, Buster was lurking A, looking for a pick up long toilets. The fact that he comes down from long toilets and gets 4 kills on B, pretty ridiculous, especially considering, as you say, no armor and just a deagle until that final kill. So very well played from Buster. The limitations will not limit him. And Avangar find their first round on this T side. Aristocracy, no money to play with. 1 AUG, 4 pistols. This is how Avangar certainly closed the gap that these CTs established so early on. Another info play down on short, but they've done that repeatedly, and even in the previous round spotted no one when Avangar had 3 players down in the water. So can't always be confirmed, but they have backed off as a result. It's only an eco, and they heard minimal footsteps outside of B. So bit of an A stack this time for the Poles. And setting up Rallen on that Orc on the boost as well. He might be able to catch a kill, but it's Jame on the other side. And oh, you can't walk into Jame. He'll be ready for you. Trade is there. Buster first to fall. Mani's now picking up that gun as a result. Are they going to go back in?
Oh, James, the timing not quite there, and as a result, he gets degged down. Now they're going to try and get this bomb out of there. They've got to get it out of danger, though, because it's at the back of the pack, and now a rotation down towards B. Kicker, he has opened up the A bomb site. Avangar, they're still not tempted by it. Mouse is beginning his rotation off of B. He's going to decide against it, and that is the right call to make. Kicker is just here trying to sell this A-side fake, and Mao's now falling for it. Another flash raining in. They decide to hedge their bets. They haven't spied anyone down towards B, and now Kicker moving away. The penny will drop, but Mao's going to be arriving just a little too late, potentially. Oh, maybe not, because that's now 1 man gone. Fitch gets dealt with. Kicker was tagged up earlier on in the round, and Mao's is still here, still laying down some pain with the D. Sanji will get rid of him. D, stay down. Sanji ducking down beneath the AWP, getting tagged through the box. Anders would be happy. D with the wall bang, looking to try and get more done. Not quite able to find it with a Deeg, and now it's Taz in the 1v1. Kicker gets the job done. 3 points of health and the hat trick for him. And Avangar, they're going to salvage that round from nowhere.
Unreal as well. I mean, I think Kicker heard the rotation down on B. Mauser's walking out of B with a deagle right when Kicker got that trade kill up on the top site. And at that point, the footsteps could have been heard up from short. So I think Avangar got the info there was a rotate off of B, combined with the info that there were already 2 players aggressively on A long, and they just send that bomb wrapping back through spawn. Oh dear, the pace set again. Fast B water control continue to be a staple of this T side for Avangar, and they'll find an early kill. It's traded back, and these pistols are proving to be a bit of a conundrum here. 4 on 3, guns retrieved as well on Maniz. And Taz has gone back behind the barrels. Will Avangar be ready for it? Yes, especially if he peeks. They spot him. deal with him pretty quickly. Sandy, nice entry. Buster catches the lurk. That's one of the AKs removed out of the hands of Aristocracy, and now shuffling them down towards B, exactly where that bomb needs to go. Avangar have already uncovered this empty bomb site. Can the ECTs do anything about it?
Well, they might not anticipate Rowling coming in so quickly on this wrap, but he gives up his position with those shots and isn't able to find anything for it. Diha is the unknown factor, the X factor, spraying onto the bomb, ducking down. He's denied the plant, and he's bought precious time for Rowland to maybe make this doable now. The bomb's dropped in the middle of the site, and Rowland closing the distance, getting onto the pillar, taking these fights, but the lack of armor, the aim punch coming back to punish him there. And Avangar once more, narrowly locking in a round, but it is a round nonetheless. Tying this up now 3-3.
And 70 damage to both players there for Rowland as well. Not able to convert either of the kills. That is not what you want to see. Nice try there, but as you say, no armor, no chance. It's Avangar keeping things close, despite the early pistol lead that these CTs did establish. Bit of an aggro nade to catch the cross. Buster lightly dusted, but he'll be okay.
Oh, triple boost on the rifles. Now, you know, pistol rounds, you normally see this thing sort of bought out, but less common that they just go for this off the bat. I like this from Aristocracy. The question is, how long do they keep this assembled for?
Well, the big thing is as well, Avangar have gone fast towards B water every round. So unfortunately, the one round that they actually identify this problem and try and set up around it very heavily as well. I mean, that's some dedication putting 3 there. You just accept that you don't have monster unless you're running a quad B. And that's exactly what they're doing. So luckily for Avangar, not running into that setup, and as a result, we've got 2 players up on A long, plus that bomb. This could certainly end in an A play, and Maniz would have to have a pretty ridiculous performance in this round if he wants to make it close, because he is the sole man on this top site. 50 seconds. Bit of utility still to throw out to delay this play, but boost up into the toilets. Kicker's got an angle. If Maniz crosses left side, he's going to go down, and no way you would expect this position. Kicker's found the kill.
Now this site take looking to come underway. Rowland the only defense here, and he is going to get tested. Rotations coming up. Taz just barreling on into the truck, and he'll get a little too ahead of himself. Finished off by Sanji. Trade comes through straight away. This bomb still yet to go down, but now that bomb plant is coming in. Rowland not quite able to deny it with that wallbang. Aristocracy knocking on the door of the A bomb site, but Avangar, they are in, and they're here to answer that call. And at this point, with Aristocracy, no kills presenting themselves, they just decide to bow out of this round. They give it up, they back off, and Avangar, a 4th over on this T side. Since getting these rifles out, yeah, they are yet to drop a round. And I mean, you kind of consider the fashion in which the buys came through for Avangar. I mean, their first kind of full buy was a very misshapen one indeed, right? You recall it came in round 4. They didn't really have everything they needed because they went for a force buy in that second round. You had a Deagle on Buster, for example, who was able to get 4 kills. He didn't even have armor behind it. So this has been a real turnaround here for Avangar.
And exciting considering, this is not a map we get to see them play all too much, right? You'd like to think that, okay, a map with a very strong, a team with a very strong AWP player, surely Overpass is their bread and butter. Not really. So to be able to see Avangar back on Overpass, that's kind of cool. And James, yeah, to really have a huge performance, but it's early days, and they've not needed him to step up. It's 4-3. He's not been left in any of these unclutchable clutches that he seems to always win. Ooh, nice aggression. Aristocracy not fearful in pushing the boundaries of this map on both sides of it. This time they'll take an advantage as a result. Diha dropping Buster early. Avangar set their sights towards B as a result. There's only 2 players committed within the bomb site, and now just make that one. Fitch just found the opening kill. Taz, he can easily be cut off by utility in this position if they are aware of his whereabouts. But he looks to move back into the site, try and fight to his death. Fitch up close, does expect it. Another kill coming through for this T side, and they found a 4-on-3 and the B site open for business.
Oh, James able to make quick work of the man up in heaven. Maniz and Rowland, they are inside of the bomb stack. They are here, but they've been spotted. And now Avangar know that they've got both these players deep within the bomb site. They're going to start to make quick work of them. And that will be Avangar continuing to build upon this lead, up 5-3. This T side looking fantastic.
Ah.
Oh.
Who are those nerds?
Yeah. Camera's always on them, man. They always have to be center of attention, don't
Yeah.
they? Even when they're not doing their bit. Oh, look, it's us again. All right, we get it. Does anyone in Sweden know where we can buy some bald caps?
Yeah.
I would love for us all to... What would be easier to get, bald caps or wigs?
Scissors.
Scissors, yeah. I think we can get our hands on them.
A couple of razors, Harry. We'll sort Potter's hair right out.
Sword. Oh, okay.
That works too. You know, how brutal are we getting?
Oh, well.
Nice.
Getting pretty brutal down here in Connector. These guys are going blow for blow, and they're going for the eyes. They're gouging them out. Peaky blinders here. Aristocracy peeking over the top, but Fitch there to delete Diha. Mouse swinging the door wide, trying to get more work done with this CZ, but these rifles aren't getting close. They're not going to give this CZ a position to be all too useful. Avangar feeling pretty comfortable with this man advantage. They know there's very little to work with on the opposing side, so they're just going to slow right down, juggle some of these weapons out from the connector. You don't want to let Aristocracy build up a bit of an arsenal here.
Yeah. They should be fine, though. I mean, it's only pistols. Avangar have worked that one out. Aristocracy at this point wondering, where are the guns, Harry? As they get dealt with a bit of a B play. Avangar sneaking into the bomb site. Rallen doesn't realize Sanji's got himself this deep, but at least he's found himself on the barrels. Good headshot position, but it goes both ways. And Avangar, as soon as they get the info from Buster, they can just activate. The issue is, at this point, Buster's going to clear out A. He's going to realize that A is completely empty. But there's 20 seconds. That bomb is down in Monster. Avangar have to walk into the stack. And there's nothing they can do about it but take these fights. Rallen just has to stay alive. 15 seconds. This is going to fall apart for Avangar if they don't move right now, because the bomb plant needs to come through. Rallen drops the first. Sanji falls alongside two more. And Rallen's made it work all on his own. The lurk is here, but it's too little, too late.
Yeah, they really put a lot of faith in Buster on that wrap round. You put so much stake in one man being able to do it with that little time left on the clock. I mean, that's a very gut-wrenching moment as well for Avangar, right? You have Buster over in A, and he's like, well, if this A site is clear, then I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of them down towards B. And as you pointed out, you just kind of have to grip the nettle by the thorns or whatever I don't know. Not nettles, mate. They don't have thorns. Nettles don't have thorns. They've got nettles.
Yeah, that's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, nettles would be terrifying if they had thorns as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just double down. It'd be like if lions had spikes. Like porcupines.
I don't think anyone's grabbing lions, whether they have spikes or not.
That's true, to be fair. They're like one animal that's pretty terrifying at all times.
It's like giving porcupines teeth, I think, would be a better comparison.
That is a much better comparison.
Oh, 5-4. Avangar just chilling, barely leaving the spawn at this rate, but they put early pressure on B, keeping Aristocracy at least low with the utility. They can always go back towards that at the end of the day. Fitch is down in connector as well, so he's got those rotation points cut off, cleared out. Aristocracy still wandering around the toilets. Rallen yet to desert his location. Avangar just doing their best to put presence all over the map, not letting Aristocracy get a feel for how this one's going, not letting them get aggressive on the CT side. That's something that Avangar have had to deal with already this map. Diha just rushing long. But with that bomb set up outside of B and 3 up on A, Avangar looking for a pick before they rotate back down. Issue is, again, that time. 30 seconds. They've got to go quick.
Yeah, and this time has been a bit of a reoccurring problem now for Avangar. Once again, 20 seconds as this players to come in, and it's got to be down towards B. So no matter how well this A-side fate goes, which right now, it's not great, it has to be the B player. With the bomb getting dropped, rotations already coming in. D has gone above and beyond, and the round is over. There is no time left for Avangar. Aristocracy gifted a fifth once again, just holding their own, not falling prey to this very, very slow default from Avangar. I do think if there was one team that aren't going to be kind of falling prey for this very, very slow T default, it is Aristocracy, because that's very much their bread and butter as well. They like to play this very, very slow style and then explode into a bomb site.
That round just does seem weird, though, for Avangar, right? Like, you got the bomb solo monster. If you lose that gunfight at all, at any point during the round is over, and they lose the gunfight. So there we go, Considering there were 3 players up on A walking through smokes at 30 seconds and 2 down on B, didn't exactly give me a lot of hope there. While they managed to pull rotations, there were only 2 players on that B site for Aristocracy. 2 was enough. 2 got the job done, Harry. So What more? Opening kill for Maniz in this round as well. He peeks aggressively down Monster and takes Sanji. There's a man advantage established here for the Polish. Avangar still want to go back towards B, though, and they will get their way through the connector. This has been a position conceded every round by Aristocracy, which is kind of cool. You know, early, giving up connector, and then you can always catch players off it later in the game, maybe when your economy's not so great. Throw a few pistols in there, get a shotgun. Avangar certainly won't expect it, but that's for maybe a later date as these Ts decide to walk back up towards the A side of things. 3 CTs on defense. AWP here as well. A very solid hold right now for Aristocracy.
Yeah, and Avangar just setting up for this set piece, right? All these smokes, all this utility getting lined up now. This is just going to be the commitment towards the A bomb site. 3 players here.
What is that?
Oh, the Poles are trying to assemble this boost once again.
Got a little stairway.
Yeah, he really did get, like, airlifted up into that boost, didn't he? Really extra. But here's the play on in toward A. 20 seconds left. Once more, they've left it down to the last 20 seconds. This time we need to see some results from it. Jame able to open up, but Kaz holding close. Actually only good for 1. The bomb can go down here. Rollins able to deny it through the smoke, however. Now just 10 seconds. They try and plant the bomb again. And Buster, he's dodging the bullets left and right. Does get the bomb down in the smoke. And now is an AK retrieve to try and play around with. But Buster's gone. And it's Jame. 1v3 down at the flower beds, tucked away. Bombs planted out in the open. Hits across the board, and Ralin just homed in towards the short position. Aristocracy in with a 6th round. They make that retake look all too easy. And Avangar, I mean, you know, since chaining together that 5 in a row, it's felt like a pretty long-distant memory, right? Because these last 3 rounds have looked all Aristocracy. They've been so clean, so concise. And that's continuing to be a problem now for Avangar.
Yeah, I mean, Avangar, they did a great job of trading effectively into A there. They go 2 for 2 with an opening kill to the AWP player. Like, that's really nice, especially Taz's close long position. Buster able to get the dig off. But it comes down again to the time at the end of the day. They're forced to plant immediately with 10 seconds left. And the second that they lose a player to Ralin through the smoke, that's when just things get crazy. Buster has to plant. He doesn't get a chance to get into a post-plant situation. He dies. He leaves Jane alone. You know, it's Avangar are not having the time to play maybe how they would like to play right now. But that's their own undoing, Harry. Somewhat, at least. Back towards connector, this time very early on. Within 30 seconds, they pushed all the way up towards A short. Cleared this out, at least close. And Aristocracy heavy on the B site defense as well in this round. They've not seen a B play in quite a while, so putting more stake in the lower bomb site for the time being, but not for long, because Ralin will decide to rotate back up. Taz could go and sit in heaven as well. Or they could just AAA. That's a big call to make with very minimal information to cause these rotations. Maybe the fact they just haven't seen anything B is enough, and that might be enough because James opened up. He's taking down Maniz, top of the tower. Now the long rush coming through. Ralin, he will spot a couple of these players, not the bomb. The bomb comes around the corner, right in his face, and he has no idea what hit him. Sanji, another opening kill, and it's a 5-on-3 for Avangar.
Only Taz left inside of this bomb site. We need to see a lot from him now. And he's actually going above and beyond. He's found 2. He's able to duck away, and this might make this round doable. A lengthy flank from Diha is what Taz has to fall back on, and he's going to wait for Diha to get into a bit more of a useful position. They check the flank, but it's a little too late. Sanji getting dropped. 2v2 now. Will Avangar be kicking themselves that they weren't quite able to finish off the Tasmanian Devil earlier on in this round? 1v2 with 2 points of health to his name. Backing off, Taz decides to give this one up. He'll leave this bomb site, back away, hold on to the AUG. They're going to hear him running down towards B, so Avangar, a 6th round. They hold on to the AWP and the M4 on kicker. And considering that was a low investment, right? You had Jane with the AWP, that was it really. There was an AK in play. But other than that, there was nothing for Avangar in that round. Jane with a massive opener there into the bomb site. Sanji doing a stellar job as well of just blindsiding. I think it was Ralin over towards long. So finally, we see one of these A plays work for this T side.
Yeah, and it's been Jane getting these opening kills, right? Avangar setting him up so much with these boosts in the last 2 rounds. He's found a pick from them each time. 6-6. Orpa coming to life as we hoped, and Maniz is now back on his. DreamHack boosted up as well, looking to try and get a bit of a revenge, but it's actually Miles to take the kill instead. Doesn't matter who it's from, as long as it's for the side of Aristocracy. They've got a man advantage. Fitch here in Connector in a position that just hasn't been contained at all by the CT side, has finally turned around. Rallen gets a kill for it, and Maniz has got his back covered. He doesn't need to worry about the top side of Con. Boost again. James found another. Just seems all too familiar here. 3 on 4. Still another man advantage in favor of Aristocracy despite that kill from James. And a rotate back up towards A from that lower site as well. Going for the 2-2 setup. They've left Connector.
Yeah, Buster's heard some of these rotations up towards A. He can hear the footsteps as well, so he'll just hide himself away. Are they going to check this? Mouse tries to, and that's a decision he might come to regret, as now we're into this 3-on-3. Once again, Taz alone inside of this A site. Now he's stepping up to the plate, trying to deal with the point man, and he will get the first. James able to trade it out this time. Not from a boost. He takes the fight out in the open, and he'll win it. 25 seconds, and Aristocracy still don't really know where this bomb is looking to end up, but it will be this A commitment from Avangar. Molotov reigns in, and Rallen, he will make the call for a rotation. James rerouting round to try and help kick her out. 10 seconds left. If this bomb gets dropped, the round should be over. And once again, Avangar, they cannot let this one slip through their fingers, but they have. James, try as he might, 2 kills there from him. And Aristocracy still going to get the round, a 7th to their name.
Yeah, I mean, Avangar, I can't even say what else you can do in that situation. If you want to go for A, they did the best they could. They mollied off 2 different positions, bank and truck, and then they leave James in the toilets, and they just basically go, okay, kicker, you go plant. If you don't plant, we lose a round. If you plant, then you're going to die, and James plays the 1v2. And you know, usually he's going to win that. It's James, right? I feel like I have more trust in him in the clutches than anywhere, but not able to get that cross to the site. Aristocracy shut down another round. This is still a decent half for Avangar, don't get me wrong, but keeping it close. 7-6. Looking for the B burst. Avangar nice and early on, have not gone for this one before, but they might meet the Molotovs, might meet the utility of Aristocracy if they make this one clear. As soon as James gets a shot off, if he connects this, they're going to burst, but Aristocracy are not giving him the kill. Patient here for Avangar. This is what we talk about when we say this team plays around James. They're just waiting on him, essentially. Waiting for a rotation and adjustment. Molotov's going in now, and this should force some repositioning within the site, but not for these two. Committed down towards Monster, not moving an inch. And in the meantime, even Rallen gets aggressive on A-Long. This is going to gain a lot of info for the CT side.
Oh, and they hear the footsteps and the fire tagging someone over at short. Now, Aristocracy, they know that Avangar do like to have James try and open up this side of the map, so they're not going to go peeking into short anytime soon. This wrap from Rallen has got so much information. There's 4 players for Aristocracy inside of B, but it might not matter because Buster, he's dealt with almost everyone here. James now risen to the occasion as well, and it's Rallen on this lengthy wrap round to try and salvage this one for Aristocracy. It seemed like they had all the pieces of the puzzle in place, but Buster, he's torn it apart. Avangar 7-7, tying this up now. They walk into a stacked bomb site, 4 players there, 4 poles on the other side, and they're still able to find it.
Buster has just been saving Avangar in a lot of these rounds, right? That 4K dig in the first rifle, and now this. 3 huge kills from him. Double entry as well into that B bomb site, and 7-7. This half has turned from a bit of a difficult one to one looking spectacular for Avangar. Going back to this connector play for Aristocracy, something we maybe expected later in the half when the money was low. Maniz mollied. Ooh. Hot under the collar, hot under the feet. He's going to be down to 13. Kicker gets the entry as well into Rallen. They might not know that they tagged another player down here, but it doesn't matter because he's already escaped. Not for long, though. Still close positioning towards Con for both Maniz and DreamHack, looking to try and contain this position still while Taz gets aggressive on the fountain. DreamHack walking around the corner. He gets one. How on earth? I don't know. The trade is there, doubled up from Fitch. Finding the low HP Maniz as well, kick it with a double assist, and Taz shows his hand up on long. It will be unsuccessful. It's looking like an 8th round for Avangar.
Ooh, but sneaky Mao is actually Sanji snuck past as well. Actually going to be Mouse winning that fight, and now deciding to leave B, play back over here towards Graffiti, watching the monster position from afar. James rotated around to rejoin the rest of the guys here at B. Avangar still committed to this bomb site. Taz has retrieved himself a weapon from Connector and can now look to come in from short, trying to help out Mouse. Has flashbangs as well to try and facilitate his teammates' peeks here back into the bomb site. Taz instead goes peeking in dry and is going to get rewarded for it. Almost a double, not quite. Mouse hidden close and only 10 seconds left. Bomb tap. Oh, he's accidentally jumped. He's gotten down. 2 points of health left. James takes the fight and James going to win it. Avangar, they will secure the half 8-7, narrowly winning out this first half by the skin of their teeth, but they're a very good T-side nonetheless. Find out who will be taking this winners match after a quick break. Another game and another 8-7 half. This time it's Avangar sat narrowly ahead at the end of this first half, Hugo. And things were looking good for them over on the T side. Now moving into their CT side portion, this is where they could look to try and take this one over the finish line. Aristocracy, however, though, they're hot on their heels. They're right behind them. And Taz donning the utility here. They're going to look to try and start success immediately in this pistol round. Aristocracy, a few players down towards B early on. Sanji peeking down through Monster, wasn't able to spot anything initially. So these players over towards this left-hand side, bit of an unknown factor at least right now.
Aristocracy certainly known for having more structured T-sides here. I can't wait to see what they're going to bring to the table. Molotov is perfect. Sanji's getting burnt out. Can he get anything for it? 1 kill before his demise, but that'll do it for Aristocracy. They got the B site for now. Taps coming through from Fitch. Bomb plant is in, but the kills are flying for Avangar. More damage by the second. Taz will respond, and James needs to get away with this kill. This retake is to happen. The kit is not in the hands of Avangar right now. 3-on-3. Aristocracy bailing back towards short, wrapping through the monster side of things. Rallen side by side with Maniz, but a great shot from James. He'll double it. 2 kills from him, and Taz not long for this world. It's a defuse coming through, and the pistol taken by Avangar.
A dominant start. Didn't even have a kit heading into that round. Decided against it, and they won't need one. So, you know, all in all, they can't be too disappointed. They now move into the lead in a pretty big way. Set up 9-7, a chance to get another one here. Aristocracy could go for a force buy if they would like. They got that bomb down. We saw Avangar elect to do that in the first half on their T side.
I feel like if you're this close behind, it's a huge risk to go for it, but hey, why not? I'm all for it. Aristocracy, they get 3 rifles. It's pretty damn good. Scout on top of that as well, so honestly, this isn't too bad by any means. Avangar is surely going to expect it, though. I mean, they wrote the book. Damn right they can read it. Aristocracy setting up outside of this B bomb site. Utility on only 2 players here, so let's see what they can do with it. Sanji, another 1-for-1, not what you'd hope for, but he does spot a lot of players there. That's going to call for a very heavy rotation once again. Diha is tagged up to 50 as well on that AK. And so shuffling the guns back and out of the hands of Avangar as Aristocracy maybe look to renegotiate. But no, right back through Monster and into the stack, into the jaws of the lion.
They've gotten out from Monster. They've crept into this bomb site and they've gotten close. Buster's tried to save the day once again, and he's actually done it. Taz left up alone. Smoke's down to conceal his movements within the bomb site, so he will be afforded this bomb plant at the very least, and that gives him something to work with here. He can try and use this bomb to his advantage, but a gap in the smoke, trying to cross back to short. Taz getting dropped.
That smoke was actually thrown by the CT side as well. It was either Jame or Kicker to throw that down. That does 2 things. One, it allows them to back off and not take a fight with Taz towards CT, so they've just given the bomb plant and play the retake. But also, as exactly how you pointed out, there's a huge gap in it. So the cross that Taz hoped to get in for free, well, that was covered. Very nice utility for Avangar.
Yeah, I always love it where you see like utility usage, and the whole point is you try and just like bait them into doing the exact play that you want, right? Like there was what was that God B clip recently?
The Mirage one.
Yeah, with the Molotov and the smoke, right? Throws like the combination of the two to try and bait the peek out, and it works perfectly. Now, I love little things like that.
I think more than baiting the peek out, the intention of that is to get deep ramp control, right? Because if you throw the Molotov and then the smoke to land on top of it, the smoke blooms on the molly. So it just creates a deep smoke that pops before the T's get there, essentially, and you have to run through it to fight. That being said, if you were a T on the other side and you didn't know that play, of course you're going to run through it. You think you're going to beat the CTs every time, but yeah, really smart. This round though, early B presence shown but not committed. These poles will turn themselves around all the way towards A, up towards long. Avangar double A site setup, the AWP here as well. What a dangerous duo this is. Jame and Kicker, two of the OGs of Avangar. Aristocracy, look at the utility. 1 smoke, 1 molly, 1 flash. That's all they've got to get into this bomb site. Choose wisely. 45 seconds and still re-smokes going down for Avangar. Time was a bit of a problem on their T side. They're trying to make it the same for Aristocracy as well. But these T's look ready to pounce.
Oh, but a good flash throwing in. Kicker in with the response, and actually almost a third. Bit of damage there onto Mouse, helped out by Roland. Bomb plant coming in, and Fitch could deny it, but he's not going to hear it. Now the flank from Buster, hot on the heels of Manise. The trade looking to come through here, but it's a couple of seconds too late. Roland rearing his head over in the toilets, just missing the timing. And now that he's lost his teammate inside of the bomb site, it all falls onto his shoulders, but he has isolated and flanked onto Buster. Bomb is planted for him here. They tap onto it. There's the first kill. And now down to the 1v1. Roland, 3 kills to his name already, but he's not going to get the 4th. Sanji snatches this one from the hands of Aristocracy. And Avangar at 11th to their name, continuing to build upon this lead that they have. It was an 8-7 half, now 11-7. Aristocracy yet to field the T-side round. That one was their closest yet.
And so close as well. It's been coming down to the wire in this second half for Aristocracy. Roland, no way he expected an AWP there on Sanji. That weapon switch from the SMG was so quick. The shot even faster. 11 rounds on the CT side, and I think this round is not live. So no worries. Just getting a quick restart before we get it back into things. But either way, yeah, as you say, this is painting a bit of a dim picture here for the Poles in the second half. Yet to get around 4-0 down. Considering it was them to start off for the first half, you know, take that pistol, take the 3-0 lead, and then Avangar started stomping rifle rounds. Well, before we're even into the rifle rounds in the second half, it's Avangar stomping. So Not looking pretty right now for Aristocracy, but there's still time, Harry.
Yeah, but it's fast fleeting. You know, that's the problem. You really do have to try and find a winning formula, and you've got to find it quick if you're Aristocracy here, right? You're going to be looking towards someone like Taz, right, your seasoned veteran of the squad, to sit back and try and figure out a solution to this one. And I mean, so much of it has just come down to these big individual players over on the side of Avangar. I think that's the real problem, right? It's like, in theory, a lot of these plays that Aristocracy are doing are decent ones, right? But it is just like, when it comes down to these 2vx's that Avangar will have, you have players like James and Buster who are so good in those clutch scenarios. When you need them to step up and get, 2 or 3 kills, they can do that with such terrifying consistency. So, not sure what the solution is for Aristocracy, but they've got this buy in the tank at the very least. Now, one thing that could look to go their way is the money's still not really established for Avangar. They are reset if Aristocracy are able to pick one round up, thanks to how close they've been able to get these last few.
Oh, Kicker got that. He saw the info. Definitely saw the bomb as well, so these rotates should be coming through very fast for Avangar. The commitment's in, and the AWP's there as well. James gets one tag to the second, and he's even going to finish off the job as well. Double kill for James. Can he stay alive any longer? Can he get any more kills? Of course, it's James. 3 on the AWP. He spots one on top of the box, but he's being chased. It won't stop him. James on 4. No way he's going to be able to ace this one. The nade is perfect. Of course it is, but is the shot any better? 9 HP the difference, and he's got it. 5 kills for James, shutting it down. Wouldn't want it any other way.
James, he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss, honestly. 5 kills, the ace for him there with the AWP. And I mean, I was just saying how they have this potential to have players just to step up and go massive, and it's very hard to negate that. This is such a good example. James, he's here alone. His back is against the wall. He's getting surrounded. That flick onto Rallen, what is that? That's not a shot you're ever meant to land. But somehow, some way, they found themselves a 12th, and it is on the back of the man we so often talk about within this squad. James looking phenomenal on the AWP right now. No money left in the banks of Aristocracy. They've just gone for this investment. Buster up close. Will get traded by Rallen, so it's a 1-for-1. Aristocracy, they're going to be pretty happy with that. That's a weapon retrieved as well. Play now looking to come in over here towards B, where there's only 2 players for the time being.
Ooh, another entry though. Taz has found a kill, but as soon as you think that there's a chance, it's instantly stripped away. 3 coming in from this defense. Kick is still here, not for long. Rallen's found another couple more. And now he's got a 1-on-1. Now he's got all the time in the world. He can just rotate off, doesn't need to commit to the fight to James. Try and play the mind games. We'll have time to go all the way back up towards A, and chances are if he commits towards A, he's going to get there before James, because James doesn't want to be the one to get caught out of position. He's got even less info than Rallen right now. And Rallen's wrapped all the way around. This rotate's not going to be heard from the long side of things, and he's going to get a free bomb plant and plenty of time to get into a post-plant situation. This is a very good round for Rallen, but James, kit, AWP, and full utility, anything is possible.
With how hot this man is looking right now, it is a terrifying clutch to be in. Rallen with 3 kills already, needs 4 if he wants to keep the dream alive. Bomb will get planted. James going to be in for the rotation. It's planted for toilets. I'm curious though, Rallen might try and go aggressive into CT. He's actually pushed up onto the truck. Ooh. He's hoping that when James sees the bomb is planted for toilets, there's no way he anticipates Rallen still being inside of the bomb site. It's so often that you would just go and play this toilet after plant. James is being very cautious though. He knows he hasn't had any presence over here towards A. Rallen could be anywhere. Creeping in, will James decide to check the truck? He's getting close. Close but no cigar. Rallen snatches this one away, and he will secure another for Aristocracy. James falling short in the 1v1. That off angle from Rallen does blindside him.
That's a really smart position in a 1-on-1 like that. I've never seen anyone actually sit in that spot, at least, waiting for CT rotations to come back up, especially when you know that James is definitely coming from CT spawn there. He's not flanking connect. He's not doing anything crazy. Sanji's investment in this round, interestingly enough, spends all his money on utility. No armor, nothing else. Just a Molotov of smoke and an HE grenade. Molly's already gone. But really trying to set his team up for success, in addition to this roster that I've really Yeah, had a great time watching. I mean, Sanji back in Rio was a delight, as I'm sure many remember. I mean, Avangar was a delight in Rio. We remember that. So looking to repeat, at least for another DreamHack Open. Quad B stack, now going to be 5. James reconsidering, and wisely so, because Aristocracy are up towards A right now. That bomb's still in connector, still undecided, but as players filter their way through Fountain, this is going to be looking like the A-side play. Not a worry for Avangar to lose a round like this, because it is only pistols, but these weapons are going to come into pretty much no effect if Aristocracy commit to this A push.
Yeah, they certainly look like they're going to do exactly that, don't they? It is always the way. They dodge this stack, but even then, DreamHack.
I couldn't tell where he was getting shot
yeah,
from
to be
either.
fair, like the USP really does wreck him there.
Not quite a P2K.
No, not quite, not quite.
It'll do.
But I mean, now just with these pistols, you're not really expecting any more if you're Avangar. They're just looking to try and keep the damage as high as they physically can. They barrel in, and it is the full mercy of these rifles. Now, Bust is good for one more. How much more expensive can they make this, though? Slow down, they're keeping these players nearby. James going to get rid of Taz. This is getting dangerous now. Luckily enough, they've alleviated a lot of the pressure. James alone, and he's got to hold on to the AK, but a save here is not too bad for Avangar. He can drop a gun over to Sanji. He can also get himself an AWP in the following round. Ooh, just able to stay alive.
4 bullets.
Lots of economic damage done. That is not a round that they're going to feel too disappointed with over in the Avangar camp.
James just doesn't even throw in a reload. He doesn't care, Harry. 4 bullets is perfectly enough. And yeah, as you say, that's a big save. That makes a hell of a lot of difference for, a team that, wouldn't be able to get full rifles, now can. Instead, they're going to, oh God, it's the most Avangar buy I've ever seen. An AWP on James, the gun on Kicker, and pistols on everyone else. They're playing for the next rifle round, but if they lose this, their next rifle round won't have everything in it. So James needs to save, although that's something he's great at. If you couldn't tell, he's got 9 deaths. So let's see what this solo AWP alongside the AK can get done here for Avangar. Kicker's on the top side. Aristocracy working a default, still down lower with that bomb though, and coming through the connector potentially. 2 players on the other side for Avangar. Dangerous game. And so Aristocracy will avoid it for now, take those players back up to top side. But that bomb still needs to be rotated round if they want to take A, and that's where Miles comes in. Picks it up, leaves this B default, so this triple pistol setup up on B water is no longer going to be a problem.
Kicker trying to get the information there. That is a decision he'll come to regret. That is the one man inside of the A bomb site stripped from it. So once again, Aristocracy allowed this site for free. Now, this is just that stack down towards B, so they will be able to hold the AWP forward. You mentioned how that was a very important part of this round for Avangar. And I do like the call of going for this buy, keeping the majority of your players down in B this way. If Aristocracy had hit B, would have had the stack day, would have been able to give it a good shot with the AWP. And if not, as we're seeing now, you're able to hold on to all this armor, everything that you've invested into this round. Aristocracy securing themselves a 10th. They're not going anywhere, though. This was a 7-8 half. Avangar were looking fantastic, and now these last few we've started to see go the way of the polls, and they've got this back to a very doable situation now.
Yeah, 3 in a row now once we've hit rifles. We question maybe it was too late, but right when they needed to, they came alive, and with some clean rounds at that. 5 staying alive here for Aristocracy. Going to start to build their own money as Avangar are scrambling for cash. That save, though, does make the difference. Still not going to be perfect, though. And this means we're at 12-10, and Avangar, if they lose this round, which is a possibility considering, not everyone's full. Sanji's on an SMG. This could certainly get a little more out of control, but let's get to that when or if we get to that. James gets aggressive in this round, but not for long. The nade lands perfectly, and he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Kick it coming up from lower as well. But Aristocracy, as they have been on this T side, very patient, very slow, not rushing. A little Molotov even to get themselves up short, try and force Kick it off the angle. And that it will do, giving a lot of room to Aristocracy to work their A-side play.
And we're even going to see a switch up between James and Kicker. Kicker looking to try and play this bait and switch angle over here towards Long. James going to try and draw the attention back into the bomb site and allow Kicker to find some success, but it might not ever play into this round as Aristocracy now clearing the connector. Still setting up outside of A, and James. This now makes that bait and switch so much more deadly. James making his presence known inside of the bomb site. You won't be ready for Kicker over at Long. However, with the rest of the players now coming in from short, James might actually have to bow out of this one and wait for his teammates to get into position. Smoke down, gives him a veil to work with. He tries to play through it, and he'll get dropped. Taz and Mao's in with two between them, but it's Kicker who could deny this entire round here and now. He's the unknown factor. The man that no one from Aristocracy should be aware of, but Taz is going to check it. He has the forethought to check Long and picks up the lone gunman there. Fitch and Sanji left standing, but are they even going to attempt this one in the 2v3?
I mean, they got to. You got to win a round. This is a good chance, but Aristocracy are not giving them an inch, and Avangar can't take a mile as a result. Fitch gets a 1-for-1, but at that point, Sanji's out of the picture. What a huge round from Taz as well. 2 kills, catches that lurk as well. And despite Avangar, I thought that round was surely theirs, right? Not only did they find 2 early kills on the defense, an immediate 5-on-3, but as said, the one player they killed on Long was Rallen, right? You know, as a result, James has the safety of playing Long. He doesn't need to challenge sight because Kickit's already cleared out his backline, and they could have flanked, but instead, Kickit goes back up towards the corner. James gets caught moving through a smoke, and it all falls apart. It looked like a perfect round for Avangar, but Taz was the answer. 12-11, Aristocracy. Are they ever going to stop? 4 in a row on this T side, and they're looking to make this game a reality.
Yeah, we are seeing some real promising stuff from the polls. What a turnaround this has been in the second half. And I mean, what a grind it's been for Aristocracy for the most part, right? I know these last few have been a bit weird in terms of the economy for Avangar, but so many of these have just been them having to grind these rounds out against the rifles, against these partial investments. These haven't been free rounds by any stretch of the imagination. B-play looks to be the answer in this round, already losing Rallen to the scout on James. Rotations coming in, and it's a 5-man stack for Avangar inside of B. Aristocracy, they don't know it, but they're walking into everybody on the opposing team. Fitch there with the 5-7, James laying down the pain from heaven, and it's only Manish left. He's wondering where this went so wrong for the rest of the squad. He will get rid of James, but with 3 players down in the pit, surely there's no way. The AWP, less than ideal in this situation. Manish is going to try and check it, and Buster holds his ground. Avangar with just pistols, able to solidify a 13th.
And huge that James gets that opener as well up towards A. Takes down Rallen on the lurk up on short just here, and that just sends Aristocracy down towards B into the stack. Very, very big round with the scout. 3 in the end of it as well from James before he eventually gets picked up by Maniz. But at that point, who even cares? Avangar have taken it. They've picked up their 13th. A bit of a delay, a bit of a wait in between rounds, as Aristocracy found 4 T-side rifle rounds in a row, but Avangar are back on the board and in with a pause. I'd imagine they saved that AWP from the body of Maniz, so they're going to have the weaponry to work with in this round, but as said, Harry, you know, on the edge of reset, right? One round can send either of these teams down to pistols. And I think that's more evident than ever, really, especially with the economy of Aristocracy right now. Nothing left in the coffers.
No, that's the real problem they're going to have. I mean, we've been saying how they've been grinding their way back into this game, and it has been a grind, but the problem that can leave you in is exactly like this, where now you're in this spot where your money can effectively decide whether you've got a shot or not. Rallen stepping up massively, does find the opener down in connector. James is still here. And in that previous round, the hat trick put him onto 30 kills. So he's been a real menace, and he's looking to continue that this time in the toilets. On the other side, so many players here, and a missed shot, uncharacteristically so, from James. Re-smoke down at short. There's a lot of gaps in these. Molotov going to get extinguished by the smokes. It's chaos up close. And things are getting personal, flashes through. Push still yet to come on in. This is the madness at this point in time. 3 players on the other side for Avangar. Aristocracy, do they still commit to this? They've got 50 seconds, they can change their mind, but the time for that is fast escaping them. And they will just commit to A. James going to try and re-peek in through short. Doesn't quite spot anyone. The timing's not quite there, and Diha will catch him. Taz him with another. And now it's Buster. Back of the site. All alone. Mao's able to get rid of another man inside of A. And Sanji left alone all the way down at B. It's a lonely, lonely time for Sanji.
And that's a great kill from Aristocracy, right? They're up on short, and then they just pull the brakes. They just stop moving and stand still, wait for Avangar to show their hand. Avangar are in a man disadvantage. It's common to see CT teams who are a man down, send out a probe, send out some feelers, try and get a kill elsewhere. And so James gets aggressive with the AWP, and Aristocracy catch him from the toilet. So advantage extended and the A site taken. It's 12 on this T side. We talked about their money being on the tipping point, but they are absolutely balanced right now. 3 alive, and the lurks, the hunt sent out, but no one here to stop Sanji. He will get away with that gun for yet another round. What do you do here if you're Avangar? I imagine you buy up with that save. You can get 5 rifles, you can get the AWP, but this is so close, Harry. Anyone's game at this point. The 8-7 certainly led to, hint that way, but after we go 8-7 and then Avangar start running away with CT side rounds, I thought this was going to be over. Aristocracy proving me wrong yet again.
Yeah, my big question for Avangar is, what more can you ask? You've got James on 30 kills, Buster's having a phenomenal game. It feels like all the players that we kind of tout within this roster are stepping up. And yet it's still so incredibly close. Aristocracy keeping the dream alive. Slow round once again, taking connector control. Buster, he was able to catch the Poles off guard a few times with this close short position when they went for these connector plays. He's looking to try and do it again in this round. They will just bypass him for the time being. James actually in real danger here. Trapped in the toilets. He can't fall back from long because he doesn't know if it's clear, so he's just got to take these fights. And now Aristocracy know that they've got this man pinned in the long toilets. The AWP is trapped, and they might just bypass him entirely.
Kickett's coming in for assistance, but he can't really do much. No utility to flash James out. Maybe they can double peek, and they will get the info that this is clear. This could be huge, actually, for Avangar. There we go. They now realize it's a B play. Too little, too late, as Diha jumps into the waiting arms of Buster. One man committed inside of the site. Fitch has found himself in heaven to try and lay down death from above, but 25 seconds, Aristocracy have got that bomb on the site. So much damage through the smoke. No kill, though. Maniz does get that plant in. And now Sanji, they haven't cleared the pit, and they won't be able to do so at all. Fitch has helped him out from above, lining up some more damage, and he even finishes off Maniz. Gets dinked through the corner and shut down. It's a 4-on-2. Surely this one is over for Aristocracy, but Rallen holds strong once again. Taz has found a kill. It's been flipped on its head. Aristocracy make any situation look winnable, and it's all James in a 1-on-2 on his own.
So much to do here, and the time is such a problem. James, he's got his weapon of choice, and he's running away with it. He wants to hold onto the AWP, and while he will get away, it's a 13th round. Aristocracy tying this up. That was a 2-on-4, 2-on-5 from Taz and Rallen. What a performance. And Rallen has really stepped it up in these last few rounds. He's been so good at finding these openers, finding these clutch scenarios. He's been such a force to be reckoned with. And now, reaching that crucial point, they've tied it up. You've won all your battles, but you haven't quite won the war. There's still really a feeling that this could go any way. Yeah. Aristocracy sat at the turning point in which they should take the lead for the first time in a very long while in this matchup. It wasn't until the early stages of the first half that we were able to talk about that.
They haven't had the lead since the 3-0 pistol. It's been an Avangar game since that point.
I thought they went 6-5 up.
You're probably right.
Okay.
Just off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, that's all good. That's all good. But yeah, I think they've had the lead once aside from the pistol, but that is it. Yeah. It's been one hell of a turnaround. And now they've only got these pistols to go up against. James got the AWP, sure, but You're hoping for a lot. He is certainly a man who can deliver exactly that. Short getting cleared by Rallen. He's going to duck down through connector. Timing's going to be everything, because if that smoke starts to dissipate, this flank from Fitch and from Buster could do damage. Instead, Rallen's just managed to get by. Fitch, keep your eye on him. That little number 5 on the minimap crept all the way down through long, and now he's in T-ramp on this wrap round. This is allowed for rotations down to B. This could be huge, but the timing's everything. And with these entries already coming in towards B, Fitch might arrive at the party a little too late. He's going to bide his time, hold his trigger for the time being, and try and make something happen. And he's turning around to check it, will do so. Aristocracy 14-13. They take the lead. They lay waste to that partial investment. And now they're just 2 rounds away from locking in a semi-final spot.
I think 2 or 3 seconds saved Aristocracy there, right? If they go a few seconds later, Fitch probably gets a kill on the backline. James gets away after 1, and then we have Avangar in a 5-on-3. But luckily enough, that fast push into B completely caught the close Sanji off guard. And James was only able to get 1 for his troubles. Fitch too late to be Monster. And we're going to need a Monster here for Avangar if they are to turn things around. Aristocracy 2 away from victory. This is crazy. What a game they've shown us here, considering how far they've been down and how many situations Avangar looked like they had the better of them, but not anymore. Double A to BP, first time we've seen it this game so far. Buster going to be joining James. James getting aggressive in the toilets in the meantime. Only player on A, but not for long. Kickit's going to opt to rotate round. Rallen trying to sell a fake, but not very heavily so. That bomb is actually coming back up top towards A, so change of pace here for this T side. The same story for James, who looks to take matters into his own hands.
Oh, very slim angle, but JB loves them. That's man found, looking for a bit more, still going to float around the toilets. The rest of the guys are out at long, and Aristocracy now trying to flush James out. Instead, they'll throw another man into the maws of the beast, and they might come to regret it. They've lost another. James not going to bite the hand that feeds him and stick around any longer. Instead, he falls back into the bank, taking up position with the AWP. 25 seconds, and Aristocracy backing away. Is this the 3-man save T side? It looks like it.
The game plan got completely rumbled there. I mean, Avangar getting 2 kills before Aristocracy had even set up for the execute. No way to trade those kills either. Both players were solo. James had, that first shot, great angle to just get a free frag, and nothing that the T's can do to trade that second one out. 14-14, Harry. We are going the distance. Potential overtime still on the cards here for this game. Aristocracy, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back down towards B. That's where they've had the majority of their success. The A plays have come down a lot of the time to close post plants, almost clutches. Whereas B has been a far more dominant affair. James is still saving money for that potential next round if he does die. He's going to go back for a smoke. But Aristocracy, they'll go back to B.
Yeah, that's not to say Avangar haven't wised up to that fact, though. There's 4 players here off the bat, so it is a stacked bomb site in which Aristocracy find themselves right now. If they can overcome this, then what can't they overcome? But it's Kicker to best them initially. Sanji hidden in this smoke will get dealt with by Rallen. The aggression continuing, rotation now coming in from James, and Fitch holding close at the barrels, finished off by Taz. It's chaos. What's going on? The smoke's shielding everything right now, but it's Taz rising to the occasion. Bomb dropped out in the open, now on the back of Manish, or rather it's on the back of Taz, down here towards Pit. Oh no, he wallbangs Buster. He's gone from the round, and it's James throwing into the clutch. Taz rising to the call. And now 1v2, James, a man who's been able to do seemingly anything and everything for this Avangar squad. But Manish makes quick work of him. Map and match point here for Aristocracy, and overtime still very much a potential. But Taz, that man on your screen, him and Manish, they get that job done single-handedly inside of the B stack. There were 4 players there for Avangar. What was that as well, Taz?
Vertis who? Oh dear, what a round from Taz, and the old and new god of Rallen and Taz are stepping up right now for Aristocracy. 27, 28 kills per player. But I mean, talking of players that's stepping up, they go on both sides of the server. James, 34 kills, and he'll get that tag to start this one off. Does not want to go down without even the possibility of overtime. I casted a quad overtime on this map with Avangar just the other day. So anything is possible. We can still see those 30-plus rounds. Bit of a B crawl for Aristocracy. Finch gets spotted. Taz, again, another entry. He has been unstoppable this half. Buster does defend from short. That attention gets drawn over, but Sanji fires off a blank, and they're going to know that now he's down in the pit. They can deal with him as well. Taz, he loves a wallbang, and he'll get his second of the round. Buster dead, and another to follow. This is looking fantastic for Aristocracy. 2 kills separate them from the semifinals.
Sanji and Jame on the other side. Manish there, and now it is Jame once more throwing into the clutch. Taz and Manish, they've done it again. They've pulled through in this round in a mighty big way, and Manish is there to solidify Aristocracy. They lock in that semi-final spot, and Taz, he looks happy as can be. What a performance there from the Poles as they go above and beyond. They make the comeback happen. And what a terrifying squad they look like there towards the end. Taz stepping up in spades. This man loves the LAN, and I mean, you can see why.
If James dropping 30-plus kills and you're still winning, that's just a huge credit to you. I mean, what a performance from the Poles, picking up a win against Avangar, who have been coming hot off the press. They've looked great in these last few months and weeks even, and picked up DreamHack Opens before. So it's a hugely impactful win for Aristocracy to come in here, get straight to those semi-finals, force Avangar into some best of threes, and maybe have a chance to make more of a run than we thought here at this tournament. But what do you guys think on the desk? Let's see as we throw over to Bok and the gang.
What was that?
What? I wasn't wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Air high five.
Yeah, I've moved now.
Yeah, so
I stood in the middle so you couldn't celebrate
that was
together.
The only reason you wanted to do it, just so we couldn't celebrate the fact that we predicted over you.
Yeah.
To be fair, that was very nearly Avangar's game. And even towards the end, like that last round, they win that. I could see them turning that around in overtime because money was really one of the things that kind of set things apart. This round was just ridiculous. This is an armorless Deagle.
You're going to say that
4K.
a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You were said.
Yeah, I just started writing down the amount of like different clutch rounds that we have, and I'm almost tempted to just like start like listing them, like round 4, Buster 4K, round 5, kick at 1v2. Like there was a load of weird economy rounds. That was one of the things. Jame was like 19-7, then 26-9, just carried on fragging. Rarlan 4K clutch in round 20. You had the Scout 3K from Jame. You had the Ace from Jame. You had the Rarlan and Taz clutch that came out at 13-13. The Taz 3K that happened in round 29 where he sprayed Jame through a wall. Like that is one of the craziest matches I think I've seen in a long, long time. And to top this map in the tournament is going to be tough.
It definitely is. And speaking a little bit more about that Taz 3K in the second to last round there, Taz had the bomb and he pushed down that ramp at that B bomb site towards that water pit. And you rarely ever see moves like this, but Taz understands that at this point, spacing is his priority. And man, beautiful place from him to close out that match.
I mean, Jame, over 30 kills in that loss. Almost 30 for Taz and Rarlan, very nearly there. Rarlan with 110 ADR. Early on, there were a lot of rounds that they were losing, where like one player survives with like 3 HP. If you watch that first half, it was way closer than it even indicates from the scoreline, because like they only needed one more bullet to win the round. Like dinking a player with an AUG happened like 3 rounds in a row, and like, I know they're like getting frustrated because they know they're doing the damage and they just can't finish them off. We do have Taz standing by for an interview. Big performance from Taz.
Man,
well
I have
done.
So big forehead, man.
See,
I need to stand like this.
We're all going to combine.
Then I can see you. Okay.
So, I mean, really strong performance from you. You guys did start out a little bit rocky. What was going on in that first half?
Basically, I guess Rust on Overpass in official games. That was going on, and I think we lost a lot of close rounds. And yeah, it was extremely close game. So it felt that even when the score was running from us, it felt like we still are in the game.
So in terms of like actual like clutch rounds, like what are you saying in those sort of moments? Because I saw like whenever there was a pause that you were very vocal in these situations. Like were you just trying to calm down the team or hype them up to get players like actually performing in that same sort of position?
Man, I just wanted water.
Never mind then. Never mind.
Yeah, this was only about water, yeah.
Okay.
I was very, I had to drink.
I will say this, at EPL relegations, when you guys fought in when you were playing under Kingwin and you made it into Pro League, you guys were very loud on stage. We didn't really see that same level of energy from you guys this event yet. Can we expect to see that later on? Maybe a couple of Corvas will be thrown in there?
I mean, I really like the energy we have in game, so I would really prefer everyone to be focused in game as they were during these 2 games. Because when we scream, it looks really good, but when you actually focus in game and not on screaming, then you can play better. When you scream, it's like you get hyped. When you play aggressive, when you play fast-paced Counter-Strike, it's working to your advantage. But when you need to play slow rounds, when you need to wait for the opponent, when you need to close out the rounds and with the clutch rounds, you basically should be more like a calm person and just a calm player, because this gives you advantage in these situations.
I respect that.
Taz, it seems like it's been so long since we've been talking about the strengths of the Polish scene, but now it looks like you've got such a strong lineup under your belt with Diha and Rollins showing up so strongly. How far do you think, what are your immediate goals? How far do you see this lineup going?
Just like I said in past interview, we need to take it step by step. Don't be happy about win, don't be sad about lose. Just work on our game, build confidence, and this will work out. I mean, it's not only the hand and I think that Pinis and Mouse are very under the radar players. I think that they have huge games when we need them, and I believe in the whole lineup. And I just know that they need time. And Polish Counter-Strike was in a very dark place where people actually didn't know why they play, for what they play. And I hope that now is the time where not only our team, but some other Polish teams will show up.
Well, if there was anyone we'd want to see succeed, it's you. Congratulations on the win. Enjoy the day off tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. And late.
So they looked a little bit weak, but they really did turn things around. And hats off to them. You got to love Taz. Like, he's just got such a great mentality about the game. And the fact that he's been around for so long, and he was in that dark time. He was a part of that dark time when the whole VP collapse started. To now see him turn things around and like build up this new team with some younger players and some more veterans as well, it's awesome to watch.
It certainly is, and I mean, this is all how it starts, right? It all starts here, is starting to build some confidence, starting to get some wins under your belt and that experience as a unit, and really believing in the system that you guys have created within yourselves, and believing in those defaults, believing in your set pieces. I think, this is definitely the road to success for Aristocracy, for sure.
And I'm told you have something there on your fun little toy, the drawing board.
Yes, so we're gonna hop right into, so this, as a pre-context, this is the round that Jamie got that ace. We definitely wanted to highlight that round, but really leading up to this round, if you notice, I'm gonna push play here soon. All 4 of the members of Aristocracy are going to contact play this long A, and generally speaking, the player towards this banked area is going to be jump spotting this, but here you'll see Jamie is just now rotating towards A, so Kickert is having to watch 2 angles at once here. And this is going to make him get caught off guard a little bit. Right here, he's going to be jumping and spotting these players, but at this point, they've moved too fast and too far. And at this point, you're thinking in your head, oh boy, we see 3 players of Avangar towards this B bomb site, and it's going to be a little tricky, but as you guys know, James does not miss any shots. He doesn't miss a beat here, and he's able to ace this round out and close things out. So if we could take a look at his point of view and just see the beauty in these shots. Yeah, here we go. So this is Kickert right here, jump spotting. And as you see here, he gets kind of caught off guard and flustered. And at this moment, he's having to make a decision, fight or flight. And unfortunately, he loses out. But thank God he has James to kind of back him up here. That flick shot.
It's just so good, and I think the most impressive thing is not even the fact that I think he maybe missed 1 bullet in there, like when he was trying to hit a headshot on the player on the box. It's the fact that he constantly peeks, tucks himself back in, peeks, tucks himself back in, and there's never a position where he's exposed enough that the players on long can actually kill him. So it's almost like, what do? You have to just run at him like one of the final players did, and you get no scope flicking went back the other way. Like, you can't do anything there.
It is a shame, like with all the hero plays that he made, it wasn't enough to save the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he did everything.
He's on this list
could.
a lot.
Like, yeah, I mean, it was really him and Taz. Like those two were duking it out.
Rollin as
Rollin was
well.
in there as well, but like him and Taz towards the end was like, who's gonna do that bigger clutch play? And then there was that one pivotal 1v1 between Rollin and James, where James stays on B that whole time and Rollin runs.
I think that was also a 1v3.
All the way around.
That was a 1v3.
It was a 1v3
Yeah, so-
on the B side, and he only had a FAMAS.
Yeah.
Which, that's impressive because that gun sucks. Like, if you're going to be stuck with a gun in a 1v3, the last one on your list is probably a
FAMAS.
Galil or a PP Bison, which, let's be real, those guns don't count because no one actually buys those. But like, a FAMAS is pretty low on the pecking
for
order
sure.
for the guns. So, I mean, hats off to Aristocracy. They looked a little rocky, but they do end up coming out on top. That means they're going to be moving on to Sunday. They're done. They get a day off as they've moved on, punched their ticket to the semifinals. But we still have one more match to go.
We do.
And now we're tied in predictions.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's winning, so let's just, I'm just turn my back away.
She is the former professional player.
Yeah, and I'm just some guy who
Some bald
shouts
guy.
a bit, yeah.
You're some bald bearded guy. You're a dime a dozen in this
You're the
industry.
business, Tom.
There's
you're
a
the
few
business.
of them. There's a few of them.
The bald
just,
business.
Just of the bald business. There is a few of us in this industry in general.
Let's hope that Taz keeps playing for a long time, otherwise I'm never going to be on this desk again, because he pretty much trumps me on everything.
In what way?
He's a better ball man, he's a better analyst, more likable. Just everything. Better looking,
Taller.
like taller.
Stronger,
Should I
faster.
just leave now? Should we just get him to come and
Let's
do the
just
last
get Taz in
game?
here. Yeah, we'll just get Taz in here. We'll get him, hooked up for tomorrow so he can join us on the desk. We do have one more game to see who's going to be moving on as well into the playoffs. It's going to be Ancient and Optic, the Swedish side, who surprised with the victory in the first map. We'll be back in just a bit with more of DreamHack Open Summer 2019. Stay tuned.